Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is the nightly morning show
Hell yeah.
for January 23rd, 2023. You want to recast the Justice League?
Let's do it.
Yeah. That is right. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah. We're doing the thing today. We're having some fun.
We're going to have some fun. I was trying to think, it is the final week of January, and a certain James Tiberius Gunn made a promise. Did you get that reference?
Tiberius Kirk?
Hey, she's a nerd. We're all nerds here.
Shocking.
I just threw on pink stuff because I haven't showered yet, so my hair looks like crazy. I didn't realize we were both going like full Pokemon here for our outfits today, but
yeah,
that's fine.
Not? Why not?
I'm just cosplaying a Jigglypuff. I look cute.
You do look cute.
James Tiberius Gunn made a promise that we would have some sort of new slate for the DC universe. The new DCU, as we get into the end of January of this year. It is the final week of January of this year, kind of, in that it could be Monday, Tuesday next week. But
yeah.
James Gunn is on notice. He has about 9 days here to put out a new slate. And so we thought we would put out our casting for a new Justice League and pitch what our Justice League would look like if we were doing it.
We're gonna help him out a little bit because he's a busy guy.
But before I do that, today I want to say hello to everyone in the live chat. Thank you for being here.
What's up, chat?
If you want to be in the live chat, join us at youtube.com/nerdynightly every Monday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for next week when there will not be a morning show because we will be skiing with famous people.
Sure, yeah. James Gunn actually gonna be there. That's why we're doing this video.
Yeah. This is the pitch we're taking to James. We're gonna go on a ski trip with him next week, and
yeah, 100%. Definitely not a lie.
Joe Lurker says maple syrup belongs on bacon. That is a true story.
That is true statement. Yes, correct. Factually correct.
Marisu says, isn't it fun that we're talking Crossroads of Twilight? I would say it's fun that we're not talking Crossroads of Twilight today.
Yeah. I think we're doing the audiobook reaction later today, aren't we?
Yes, we're going to record our reaction episode to chapter 27. Yeah, it's going to be good. For patrons and members, that is going to go up later this week. Colin W18 says, hey, I rewatched Detective Pikachu. Have you seen Detective Pikachu?
No.
Oh, man. I wish I hadn't. That would be a fun movie to react to.
Yeah, but you've seen everything, so.
I know, it's really good. I loved Detective Pikachu. I think that movie's really fun.
Yeah, it looks fun. I honestly was like, I don't know, this looks like it could be a disaster, so I never saw it. But then people were talking about it, and they said it was enjoyable, so I would watch it. Yeah.
And Spatian says, any Indian movie reaction coming up? We are going to be doing Bahubali Part 2 on the 11th.
The 11th?
Of February.
Okay.
Yes.
That seems so fast.
I know. We're going to do an Indian movie the second Saturday of every month. So February is going to be Bahubali Part 2, and then March is going to be KGF Part 1.
Yeah.
And then we're doing KGF Part 2 in April, and then Sardar Udam in May.
May? Okay.
And then I think Iga in June.
Okay, cool.
None of those are set in stone, but Bahubali is, because I want to finish that,
Yes. No, you're good,
yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. So, Clarus, before we get into our recast of the Justice League, there was another thing I wanted to talk about with you today.
Oh!
And that is the return of Vox Machina on Friday.
Yeah.
Now that it's back, our reactions are up, but I want to know, how are you feeling about D&D at the moment?
Wow, that's a spicy question.
Well, there's a few reasons for that question, right? Because we're about to get a D&D trailer. It went up this morning. We're gonna watch it after the show, and we'll go live on our channel later today.
Of course, it went up this morning.
Yeah, but D&D is in a little bit of a place at the moment with how everybody's feeling about the OGL. And with Vox Machina coming back, with the D&D movie just around the corner, And with everybody pissed at Hasbro, how are you feeling about D&D, about 5e, about Pathfinder,
Well,
Paizo? Where's your tabletop brain at right now?
look, I only ever really learned 5e, and like the thing about it is that I've always only ever played like homebrew stuff. So, you know, if they don't get their shit together, I don't mind like playing by whatever rules the group is playing by for this tabletop tournament, or not tournament. Sorry, that's our show.
You bringing our show back? Are we bringing back? Is that an announcement? Are we bringing back tabletop tournament?
At some point, we probably will.
Rad.
Yeah, like it's complicated just because
People are saying I look like a penis, and I don't know how I feel about it.
with a face on it.
A penis that just has like a weird beard right at the tip.
The hair doesn't grow at the base. It grows
If
at
you're
the tip.
listening to the podcast, I look like a penis. So go to YouTube and check that out.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I don't know. I think that people are very upset, but I also do think that they are listening.
Maybe.
You know, they like kind of walked it back, and we're like, okay, we're gonna like look into some things, and it's not official. You know, don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really depends on what the like official word is on the update.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that it really is going to depend on what they actually come out with. Because right now...
we're in a weird in-between, like, nebulous area where it's just like, you said a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was like a leaked thing, so it wasn't like an official thing. And so now they're like, kind of. But they're like, oh no, we're changing it. Like it's
nothing makes it that far into having been written out by a lawyer without it being, you know.
No, 1,000%, and we know that. But the fact that they're looking to change things, also like I can't really. I don't know what to think until it's set in stone.
For sure. I'm in a similar boat where like right now I'm not like on the like I'm getting off of the I'm not on the like I'm getting off of the D&D train boat right now.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I could be if it continues to go the direction that OGL announcement was going.
Yeah.
Like, I could be in a position to be like, all right, I'm not going to play D&D anymore.
I will learn a new system.
Right now, I am not there. And so for me, it's like, until Hasbro comes out with what it actually is, I'm just in a position of, I'm not going to buy any D&D stuff right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy anything off of D&D Beyond. I canceled my our D&D Beyond subscription.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give them money until they make a choice.
Yeah.
But I'm still open to continuing to play D&D depending on what choice they make.
Yeah, me too. Right. And that's why I'm not really putting anything on the movie, right? It's not... It's
I agree with that.
Not their fault.
Well, and the movie was made months ago, right? Like I think that it's I don't think Hasbro is going to make a decision on the OGL based on how the movie does.
No.
And I don't think that the people involved in the movie had anything to do with this decision.
No.
So I don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that canceling your subscription is sending a message. I don't think that like boycotting the movie is really sending a message.
Yeah.
Because they'll just be like, oh, people weren't interested in a D&D movie. There's a million reasons that they could chalk that up to. I
also don't know that the D&D movie's going to do well regardless. Yeah. Like, I just don't know that it's a brand that's going to have wide appeal. I hope it does, because I think the trailers have been very good, but we're going to see. People are saying Best Picture nomination predictions. Let's do that too today, because the Oscar nominations will go out tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do our predictions in a minute.
Yeah, I feel like that we've already kind of.
No, I want bold predictions for what they're going to announce tomorrow.
Sure.
But before we get off of this, I do want to say, like, for now, I'm still planning on making some D&D content this year, where we've got some ideas coming up for shows that we want to do on this channel, and maybe we might end up having a tabletop gaming channel that is separate from this one at some point this year, just because with how many reactions go up here, I don't know that we'll have room for more videos on this channel.
Right.
But we do want to do some live D&D play on this channel before the end of the year, including a Wheel of Time campaign that might just be in the Wheel of Time verse. I'm gonna buy the Wheel of Time role-playing guide and see if I can make that work. But
yeah, it honestly, it's probably gonna borrow from a lot of things and just be an amalgamation of whatever we want it to be.
I'm gonna be inspired by Dungeons and Daddies, and it's going to be a role-play system that is very loosely based on other role-play systems.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so that it can be as fun as possible, because that's what I care about.
Yeah, 100%.
Matthew Fab says, Hasbro walked it back, but if they keep the wording that they can make new changes with just 30 days notice, they could release a less restrictive version and then release the more restrictive one later. That's 100% the problem, right? Nobody's really interested in and that's why I'm saying, like, it depends on what they officially come out with when they do make their, like, official statement.
Yeah.
Because if they half-ass it now so that they can just do this later, I'm just gonna, I'll play Pathfinder. I don't care. Like, I learned 5e. I can learn Pathfinder.
Yeah.
I learned 2e. I learned 3e. I did not learn 4e. Or I'll just make it up.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
It's fucking roleplay. It can be whatever we want.
Yeah, there's plenty of, like, systems out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. We just gonna have to wait and see what they do. And make a decision then, because right now everybody's real unhappy about it.
Me Monk says, check out Dungeon World. It's a great, easy system that is very RP focused. I will.
Dungeon World. All right, cool.
Yeah. Clarus, we'll keep teasing out. We are going to fan cast our Justice League, but before we do that, I want your bold Oscar predictions for tomorrow. What is like the nomination that you think is going to happen that people wouldn't expect?
Wouldn't expect? I don't know. I only saw, like, I didn't see all the movies this year.
Yeah, so of the movies you saw, what's the, like, bold prediction?
I feel like it's not that bold, but I think Everything Everywhere All at Once should win.
Okay, that's not a nomination prediction. That's an Oscars prediction. And obviously it's going to be nominated. What's a bold prediction? That is the weakest prediction ever. I think the movie that most people think is a front runner for winning the award will be nominated.
I don't think I saw many other movies that
Give me a hot take. This is content. Be spicy.
Okay. My hot take is that Black Panther 2 does not deserve a nomination.
For Best Picture?
Yeah, I agree with that. Sorry about it.
If it gets a Best Special, like a nomination for special effects, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Sound design? I would definitely give Black Panther sound design.
Yeah, for sound design, but not for, like, Best Picture, which a lot of people are talking about, so.
Can I name the 10 movies that I think will be nominated for Best Picture?
There's 10 that get nominated?
Yeah. They expanded it after The Dark Knight didn't get nominated because, yeah, it was a whole thing.
Oh,
it used to be 5, now it's 10.
Okay.
All right, here is Nerdy Nightly's bold predictions for the 10 best... It's not that bold. It's pretty obvious. Number 1, I think, is going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
I am going to go bold and say that foreign film RRR is going to get nominated for Best Picture. It's not even going to come close in the voting to winning, but I do think RRR will get nominated.
Especially with all the hype around it.
But a lot of times, movies that are in Best Foreign Language don't get nominated for Best Picture because they are seen as, oh, well, they're in the Best Foreign Language, so it's good enough.
Okay.
But I think RRR is going to get a nomination. I think Top Gun Maverick is going to get a nomination. I think it deserves a nomination. I don't think it will win. I don't think it deserves to win, but I do think it deserves a nomination. I haven't seen it yet, but I do believe Tar is going to get nominated.
Probably.
It is a front runner.
We haven't seen it, but everyone is, like, raving about it.
I think Avatar: The Way of Water will get a Best Picture nomination.
Probably.
I know, right? And then the last 5 are, like, more traditional, like Tar. Banshees of Inisherin will probably get nominated. I have a feeling The Whale is going to get nominated, even though I think a lot of people prefer Brendan Fraser's performance rather than the whole movie.
Right.
I do think that The Whale will probably get nominated. What am I missing? I am missing some that are, like, really obvious ones, and they're just not in my brain right now.
And that's the problem, is, like, we don't... I only really watch, like, nerdy stuff.
Do you think there's any chance Tom Cruise gets nominated for Top Gun?
Well, I didn't see it.
Yeah, but, like, just based on the kind of movie it is, do you think that do you think there's a world in which it gets nominated?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. What am I missing here? I do not think that there are people talking about the Batman getting a nomination for Best Picture. Don't think it's going to happen. I do think it should get sound design, though. I think, honestly, if I was going to give an award, I would give Batman sound design.
Yeah, for sure. Joe Lurker says Puss in Boots Last Wish needs a nomination.
It will be nominated for Best Animated Feature.
Yeah. Everyone is talking about it.
The Fablemans. That's the obvious one that I'm missing. I'm interested to see if Woman Talking is going to get a nomination. And The Woman King. Those are both films that I think have potential. And Elvis. Elvis is definitely an option.
It's weird. Like, I didn't see a ton of buzz with Elvis.
He's definitely getting nominated for Best Actor.
Sure. I just mean, like, I don't know if the movie's getting nominated for Best Picture.
Well, and that's the weird thing about there's a few movies this year where, like, the performances are riding so high, but the picture is not.
Yeah.
Reviews by ZH says Babylon.
No, apparently that was awful.
No. Based on the reviews, I will be very surprised if Babylon gets nomination.
Yeah.
The Northman, the Northman hasn't really had like a campaign. So I would be surprised if it did get nominated just because it hasn't really, it hasn't.
They haven't been like pushing for it.
Yeah. Abhinav says Glass Onion. I don't think it's going to get nominated. I'm not seeing buzz for Glass Onion outside of like the Netflix, like the fun space. It almost feels like it's Glass Onion is this weird movie that seems to have fit into this like weird fun ensemble picture.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's being treated as seriously for the Oscar contention as other things are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. I as much as like I love the movie, it would be I would be surprised.
I would nominate it.
Yeah.
If this was like what nerdy's Oscars, then Glass Onion would be on there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
The Menu's another one. The Menu's a movie that like no bad reviews, can't see it getting a Best Picture nomination.
No, it's just been too quiet. Like.
Although I could see Ralph Fiennes getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That movie was surprisingly good. Like I was not anticipating that.
Okay, so Angela Bassett won the Golden Globe, right? For Black Panther. Do you think she's going to win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress?
I could see that.
Yeah, I could too.
I could see, I definitely could see that.
I think that, like...
And I think she does deserve it.
Well, I mean, you could hand her an Oscar every year. I would be like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
She could have
incredibly talented.
She could walk across the back of a shot in any movie, and you could give her an Oscar, and I'd be like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well deserved. I think it's interesting for the idea of an MCU movie having an acting award.
I mean, as much as like I have problems with that movie, she was the best part of it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that her performance is unreal, right? Like even just the speech to the UN is...
Oh my God, that scene alone could get her that award. Like, it was so fucking good.
If you had to give...
Father Jerusalem says, I can't believe you're forgetting the cinematic masterpiece that is Black Adam.
Yes, Black Adam for
the
what
Razzies?
was good about that movie?
Sorry.
No, I'm trying to think of a category...
That it could win?
But, like, it's not screenplay.
No.
It's not special effects. The villain at the end looked so bad.
Yeah. Even the sound design was like nothing. Like they didn't stand out to me, so.
Yeah, it's not like even like Morbius at least had like interesting technical elements. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
if Morbius got nominated for best sound design, I would be like, okay, I kind of understand. Like there were some really interesting sound choices with the like subway tunnel flying sequence.
Okay.
The way they use the sound of the echolocation.
Yeah,
like,
no, Black Adam made no strong choices.
Yeah, there were technical elements in Morbius that I would be like, if they got nominated, you know how like Suicide Squad got nominated and actually won an Academy Award for makeup, and you're looking at the movie and you're like, well, yeah, I mean they have a man who's a fucking crocodile. Like the Killer Croc in Suicide Squad deserves. The movie's not good, right? But it would have been better. Anyone who blames Suicide Squad not working on David Ayer doesn't know how good a filmmaker David Ayer is. But like I think that like Morbius at least had some like interesting technical work done on it.
Okay.
Whereas Black Adam is just such a nothing burger kind of the whole way through.
Yeah, that one was definitely disappointing.
I don't think Black Adam got Razzie nominations, but I do know that Morbius did.
Of course it
Jared
is.
Leto, which I actually don't think is deserved.
What?
Jared Leto got nominated for worst performance of the year, and like I don't think that he's that bad. I don't think he's bad in Morbius. I think the movie's not good, but like it's
I don't know. He's so boring and uncharismatic and just like fucking vanilla. Like I don't know. I kind of get it.
I'm just kind of like, he's fine. Like compared to like bad performances, he's kind of just fine in that movie to me.
The problem is though, when you're talking about the best of the best in the world, being boring is like as bad as you can be.
Oh my God, wait, let's talk about the Razzie nominations because these are interesting because I don't agree with them at all.
Oh, okay.
Let's get into some Razzie nominations because the worst picture, Blonde, makes sense, but it's not going to win. Obviously, Disney's Pinocchio is going to win worst picture.
We heard, yeah.
That movie's terrible.
I didn't see it, but
I've watched 5 minutes of it. Good Morning, I don't know. The King's Daughter, I don't know what that is. And then Morbius.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these are not all equal. Spider-Man was last year.
Was 2021, yeah.
And then worst actor, Machine Gun Kelly for Good Morning. I need to watch this. Pete Davidson, voice only as Marmaduke. I did not know Pete Davidson did a Marmaduke movie this year. But
I don't know.
and then a movie, an actor you don't expect in the Razzie nominations.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
I just thought the movie was bad. I didn't realize people thought that like he was bad.
Yeah, that's curious. And then Jared Leto for Morbius, which I don't agree with. I think he's fine. Like I don't think that he's the worst performance of the year.
Okay, what's the worst performance of the year? Like, what did you see where there was a bad acting performance?
The villain in Black Adam.
See, I also thought he was just like, blah, like.
But then Sylvester Stallone for Samaritan. I'm not gonna lie, that movie was fine. It wasn't that bad. And I don't think Sylvester Stallone was like terrible in it. It was I watched
Didn't
it on a
see it.
plane.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
I can't like, it's not amazing, but to put Sylvester Stallone in like the worst performance of the year for Samaritan,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really agree with this one.
I don't know. It honestly feels like the movies that people didn't like, they just nominated the actors from it as well.
Yeah, like Bryce Dallas Howard for Jurassic Park Dominion. There's a lot of bad shit in Jurassic Park Dominion. I don't think Bryce Dallas Howard's performance was like that bad. I'm surprised to see Diane Keaton is nominated for Worst Actress. I haven't seen Mac and Rita, but
Didn't see it.
Diane Keaton. And then Kaya Scodelario, who I have a deep, unabiding love for The King's Daughter, and Alicia Silverstone, my personal friend, in that we worked together for 10 days 7 years ago and have never spoken since, for The Requin, which is just French for shark. But like, there are really talented actresses and Worst Actress this year, which is crazy.
Yeah, I've never like paid attention really to the Razzies, so.
See, but like this is where like I disagree with the Razzies. Adria Arjona is in the worst supporting actress category for Morbius. She's not bad in that movie. She's arguably the second best part of that movie.
That's what I mean. It just seems like people took like the movies that they didn't like and nominated the actors from it. They didn't actually like look at individual actor performances.
Yeah, I disagree with the Razzies here. Usually I'm like pretty on board, but I don't know. I can't get on board with Adria Arjona in Morbius being a bad performance. It's not a good movie.
Yeah.
But she's great. Like she showed up, she did what they asked her to do, and you can't blame her because the movie doesn't work.
Yeah. No, I will agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, I'm the person who says that the only thing that I really don't like about Morbius is the studio interference on it.
Here's the thing. The Razzies, to me, like, judging by this, just look like 5 people got together in a room and were like, yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah, sometimes they're funny, but these ones are bad. Like, for worst on-screen couple, they put the both real-life characters in the fallacious White House bedroom scene, which isn't even the people in the movie. Tom Hanks and his latex-laden face in Elvis. That's kind of funny.
All right. Andrew Dominic and his issues with women.
Sure.
Sure.
The
Did
two
not see
365 Days sequels, but you've already nominated the two 365 Days sequels in Worst Remake, so like, why would you put that in Worst Screen Couple? It feels like the Razzies, this is not their strongest year. They're usually funnier than this.
Yeah. No, this was disappointing. I was expecting this to be like comical, but it just
Robert
seems
Zemeckis for best director for Disney's worst director for Disney's Pinocchio. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Not a name you expect to see at the Razzies.
No.
Judd Apatow for The Bubble. That one I get though.
I don't even know what that movie's about.
The Bubble is a movie about making a movie in the pandemic that was on Netflix. That's apparently just like, I watched the trailer for it. I will never watch that movie.
No, that sounds awful.
Awful. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that sounds awful.
Yeah, just interesting. Sex Monkey says Bryce Dallas Howard was pretty good in Dominion. I don't think she was a bad performance. Look, that movie was the worst thing I saw last year. Like,
yeah.
Oh.
That's gonna be.
Hello? Yeah, keep going with the show for a second.
Okie dokie. All right.
This is David.
Oh, good. This is not good. That's this is the reason for my anxiety. Yeah, I feel like the Razzies list was like, hey, it's just gonna be the movies that we didn't like. Fuck the people that made them as well. Like, to me, it feels like the Razzies, the people who choose them don't have the like understanding of the industry or like the nuance to really pick apart what's like bad about the movie. Like, I agree, there are like bad movies on there, but then they list like actors and directors who like maybe it's not them, it's the production side of things, or it's the screenplay, or you know. So yeah, I don't know. I was expecting the Razzies to be like comical, but oh well. How you guys doing? I'm assuming that this conversation is. I'm assuming Nerdy's gonna have to be like, hey, you're gonna have to call me back. But I've never like bothered to look at the Razzies. I just figured that they were for comedy. But apparently I was wrong. I feel honestly like I need to see Pinocchio to understand how bad it was, because everybody like hates it. Who hasn't even seen Detective Pikachu. I'm sorry. That it is. Yes. I apologize for that one. I definitely should have seen it, but I not gonna lie, the commercials for it did not really make me want to see it. It was only people talking about it afterwards, and by then I was like, it's been too long. It's been too long. Razzies are phoning, and the Oscars always seem too artsy and not nerdy enough. Yeah. It is very difficult for like superhero and fantasy and even like sci-fi things to really show up at the Oscars or even like any awards show, which is sad to see. You know, I think that Lord of the Rings was special in that way, but yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if that those genres have a smaller audience, but there have definitely been things that I've thought maybe would deserve at least a nomination and kind of just get overshadowed by like Oscar baity stuff, right? There's a lot of Oscar bait out there. Are you okay? Did you tell them to call you back?
Nope.
No?
I figured it out.
You did?
Yeah. We're all good.
We are?
Yeah, we owe them $67.
Okay, that's fine.
They're like, call us. This is an urgent matter.
Oh my God.
$67.
So for those of you who don't know, when we moved into this place, we like rushed out of our old place because it was killing us. Yeah. Literally. And so we negotiated with them like 1 month less on like the lease so that we could leave. And then when we moved in here, we were like, hey, what needs to be done at the other place? You said you might be renovating. So like, let us know what we need to clean up, what we need to fix, like blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And like the company literally ghosted us. So they called us on Friday during book club and we're like, you need to call us back immediately.
Yeah.
And we called like 20 times that day.
Yeah.
Never heard back from them. So they finally called back and I was like, oh God, what is it going to be? It's fine. What is it for? Like
$67.
Just for
no idea.
Fun.
They're gonna mail it. Yeah, it's fine.
Sure. Fine. That is the best case scenario, to be honest.
James Ross said, have any of the live action Disney remakes had souls? Yes. Cinderella.
Yeah.
I will fight that Cinderella, partially because it's Kenneth Branagh. He directed the shit out of that movie. Lily James is fantastic in the lead role.
I agree.
And it was the first one, and it worked so well that they're still trying to capture the magic of it.
And they have not managed to do that.
I don't think they have.
Actually, was Jungle Book before or after Cinderella?
After.
Okay.
Jungle Book is also good.
It's fine.
But it's still like there's not a lot to Jungle Book, partially just because there aren't a lot of like real deep character relationships in Jungle Book. Whereas what I felt like Cinderella did really well was it went into the like real world relationship dynamics between those characters and like fleshing out the prince's life a little bit. Particularly in his relationship with his like sword trainer.
Yes.
Like I thought Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella was a really fantastic movie that showed the potential of remakes in live action. And I don't feel like they've captured that magic since.
No.
Except maybe Jungle Book.
Yeah, I didn't feel like they did. I thought it was fine.
I know you hate The Lion King. I think The Lion King is a really impressive technical achievement that will go down as like a step forward for visual effects forever. You know what I mean?
It's like a really expensive class that they took to learn.
Yeah, but there are movies like that, right? There are movies that, and like sometimes they work, like Star Wars, right? But like a lot of the times when we push technical achievement forward, those movies don't do well. Yeah. Willow, the original Willow did not make a lot of money, but it moved the technical achievement of visual effects forward.
Yeah.
And so like those kinds of films are also valuable, even if they don't work on like a storytelling level.
Yeah.
You know, I don't blame the Lion King team for like not getting everything right when the technical stuff that they worked so hard on and poured so much effort into works so well.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got an email from them. So.
The glass slippers at Kosovo. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There was another question. Abhinav Pandi says, I hope I pronounced your name right. Hold My Hand versus Natu Natu. Who's winning? Come on. We all know what the best song of 2022 is.
Yeah.
We all, like, there is no world where Natu Natu doesn't win, right?
Yeah. I can't imagine. I don't know what would beat it.
Nothing. It's Natu Natu. Natu Natu is like, going to win that award.
Yeah, it has to. Otherwise, we riot.
Yeah.
We fucking riot.
Malindia says, do you think the slap was scripted?
No,
because there's no
nobody
upside.
Wins in this situation. It is bad for everybody. And I know it's the whole bad press is still good press. No, it's really not.
The press of none, because that would involve, because if it came out that the Academy scripted a moment that used a black woman's health condition to set up a situation in which a black man slapped another black man on stage to the detriment of arguably the most popular black man in the world's career.
Yeah.
I think that the storyline coming out of that would be a very gross spectacle of a institution using black bodies for ratings.
There is no way. And the thing is, like, there's no way that any of them would have agreed to that.
Yeah, I just think no one's dumb enough to script something like that because it would be such a, like, insane detriment to everybody involved. Like, nobody wins. Yeah. And so I can't imagine anyone would script it.
Yeah, everybody just looks bad there. There's no way. Yeah. I know people like to see conspiracies and everything, but I really, like, there's 0% chance.
Yeah, like Will Smith has been like apologizing for it for a year now.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith got all the hate online and all the jokes about her alopecia, which is just so like wildly inappropriate.
Yeah.
The only person who kind of came out of it better off was Chris Rock because his tour is selling well, but that doesn't benefit the Oscars.
Yeah.
So I don't buy it.
And here's the thing, when you are dealing with people who are that rich already, like the amount that Will Smith has in his bank account, like you can't like pay somebody enough to like completely tank their career and like put a like stain on their family who already has that much money, right? Because they're like, I don't need that.
Yeah, so, I can't imagine it.
There's absolutely no way.
Albino says Natu versus Yub Nub. Look, I love me some Yub Nub. I love it. but it's Natu Natu. Natu Natu might be the greatest musical sequence put to film.
Mm-hmm.
Like all time musical sequences on film, I think Natu Natu is up there in that conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
With like the original like Jets versus Sharks dance from the top of the original West Side Story. What are the other like greatest musical sequences of all time?
We haven't watched Matilda yet.
Singing in the Rain, the couch dance from Singing in the Rain.
Fair. We haven't watched Matilda yet. We need to do that.
The brothers. Oh my God, why can't I think of their names?
The brothers.
Yeah, the jumping over each other splits down the stairs.
Oh, then Nicholas.
Is it the Nicholas brothers?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
That's up
dancers,
there. Yeah. That's one of the greatest musical sequences ever.
Unfreaking paralleled. Like,
yeah. Richard Sim 7 asked if we've seen Babylon yet. We haven't seen a lot of the Oscar movies, so we've got to do that.
I heard Babylon was terrible. That's not an Oscar movie, is it?
Yeah, I mean it's in contention, right? We have a code for it because they're at least trying to push it in contention. I don't think it's going to win anything, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid to watch Matilda. I don't know. I think that the team working on it was very talented. I haven't heard a lot about it, which is like in itself kind of concerning, but it's fine. We're probably going to enjoy it.
For the people who are like, well, Chris Rock didn't press charges.
Well, yeah, why would he?
If you're not an American, I think it might be hard to understand that. But there are a lot of people in the States who don't want to deal with the police for any reason. And so, like, I am, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Like, who was the...
a lot of people would rather just deal it with themselves.
Yeah. Who was the director who got arrested trying to take money from his own bank account?
Oh, Ryan Coogler.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to fucking deal with the cops either.
Well, and the funniest part of that whole situation is that, like...
Good morning, Fabu.
They, like... He wrote down how much he wanted.
Yeah.
On a piece of paper because he didn't want to say the amount out loud.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to draw attention to himself.
But it was still his bank account. Like, it was just, like, the audacity of that bank woman. First of all, to not know who Ryan Coogler is. Like,
how dare you?
But
to be fair, I don't know if I recognize a lot of directors' faces, but yeah.
Nah, it's Ryan Coogler. But like to think that you're being robbed by someone who's like, hi, I am taking, like, his request was so reasonable that it's just so strange.
Yeah, that whole situation is wild. Like, when people are like, I don't want to deal with the cops, I'm like, I get it.
But, like, what kind of fucking hero do you think you are? Like, just let him take the money, and then if there's a problem, have the police investigate it after.
I know.
But to, like, preemptively be like, I'm the arbiter of truth in this situation.
I know.
Is like the fucking... I hate white people.
Yeah. They're the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't wrong. Oh, man.
Reviews by ZH says Ryan Coogler is sexy, and that is
correct.
A fact.
That is
just
straight up facts.
Yeah.
Me Monk, Last of Us is very good so far. Our reaction episode 2 is going up at 6 p.m.
Yep, it'll be up later.
So I think we're gonna try to space out this show and then the trailer reaction and then The Last of Us.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we get into the big main topic of the day? I feel like we've talked about the Oscars. Should we get into the big main topic of the day?
Yeah.
Guys, it is time, friends, Romans, countrymen. We are going to recast the Justice League because James Gunn is a coward. And on this day, Monday, January 23rd, 2023, he has not yet done it because he's a coward.
Wow. You want to say that one more time?
James Gunn is a coward and should give us his Justice League.
Just kidding. We love you. Peacemaker is fantastic.
No, it's so good. Yes, I'm a huge James Gunn fan. I would not make fun of him unless I was a fan because I think that's weird.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're going to talk about our Justice League. There were a couple of rules, a couple of stipulations for this. First of which being that you have to cast 7 members of the Justice League.
Yep.
And you have to have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Yes.
But the final 4 members of your Justice League, you can
free reign, baby.
You have free reign over Justice League characters to create your Justice League. And so, Clarus, I think we should start with our big three.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll both start with our big three, and then we will go from there. So, Clarus, do you want to start with your Superman?
With my Superman. Okay. Why are you moving the chat away from me?
Don't worry about it.
All right. Yeah, I'm playing Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Clarus will be the villain.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So, my Superman.
Okay.
My Superman is going to be Jonathan Groff.
Oh, wow. That's very unexpected.
Yeah, I know. If you don't know who Jonathan Groff is, he was in Glee. He's also there's a movie that's coming out this year that's like a horror movie, where him and his partner and their kid. Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. Jonathan Groff as my Superman. I think he's got the I think he has kind eyes.
Okay.
And I think that Superman, is always drawn with this hard, sculpted face.
Yeah.
And, muscular body. But I think that, Superman's heart is what makes him Superman. And I think that Jonathan Groff would be really good at capturing that. So that is my Superman. Yes, King George.
That is correct. So fascinating. How tall is Jonathan Groff?
I don't know.
I think you went with kind of a shorter Superman.
Probably, yes. Yes, probably. Yeah. That's my choice. I thought about this for a while, and I was like, you know what? I think that he would be one of those ones that really surprised people, but brought something to Superman that we hadn't seen before. So yeah.
You also went a little bit older.
Yeah, he's 40.
Yeah. I think that the
he doesn't look 40 though.
I think the only qualm I have with him is his age. Just because we're casting the DCU, you're talking about the next 10 years.
So most of the people I went with were very young, but I wanted one who because I think when you're doing the Justice League, I think it helps to have a large variation of ages and maturity.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So he's definitely one of the oldest ones that I went with, and because it's Superman, I think that him being the leader, being a little bit older, worked for me personally. But I totally understand, especially if you're starting from the beginning of a story. If you're rebooting whatever it is. How tall is he? Did you find out?
He's 5'10".
Okay, so he's a little short. That's above average for a guy, but it's not super tall.
Yeah.
But hey, there's camera tricks for that. It's fine.
I like that in your universe, we could probably have him have a kid with Lois pretty quick here, and we could get John Kent,
right,
and have him replaced by his son.
Okay.
Within the first 10 years of this, go with bisexual Superman soon-ish.
I like that.
I knew that James Gunn wanted to go a little bit younger, so James, I have the actor for you. My Superman for my Justice League is David Corenswet. Look at that face. That is a Superman face right there.
What is he from?
He's in Pearl. He's in The Politician. We Own This City, TV miniseries from this year. But he just has the like look of Superman, and he's a little bit younger. He's a tall boy. Mm-hmm. He needs to put on a little bit of muscle. But I think that I also, like you, was like, I want a variety of ages in my Justice League.
Yeah.
David Cornsweet, I don't know if that's how you pronounce the last name, but he's kind of my middle look, my middle age of the characters that I chose. Mm-hmm. And I just think that he's got the look for it to be a younger Superman, to bring it against a slightly older actor that I have playing Batman. Yeah,
he definitely looks like he could be Superman, no problem. I have not seen him act in anything. Mm-hmm. I only picked actors that I had actually seen them act, because I didn't want to pick somebody that I didn't know their if they could pull it off.
Yeah.
So for me, unfortunately, that does limit me because there are a lot of people that I haven't seen in things. But yeah, he looks like he could totally be a Superman. 100%.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Ransom Moore says similar look to Tyler Hoechlin. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Superman can be very snarky. Yes, Fabu. Yes, he can.
Yes.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, no, I good choice. Good choice.
I'm a big Ty West fan. For those of you, X was on my top 5 of the year from last year. So if Ty West thinks this guy's a good actor, then that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Clarus, do you want to do your Batman?
My Batman.
I'm excited. We did not tell each other our lists beforehand, so I'm excited to see who your Batman is.
All right, this one might be a little maybe controversial. I don't know.
Mine is also going to be a little bit controversial.
I don't know if anyone is going to agree with me, but Sam Claflin as Batman. You may not know the actor by his name.
Did I spell that right?
Yes, you did.
Oh my God.
He was from The Hunger Games.
For Batman.
Look, his smile is rich asshole Bruce Wayne. I'm telling you right now. He's got that, like, snarky look that he gives all the girls and, like, feels like he can get away with fucking murder because it's Batman. But, like, I think he can do the darker, moodier stuff as well. And, yeah, he just kind of has that, like, entitled white boy look. So I thought he would work for me for Batman.
No, I dig it. I think Sam Claflin's a really talented actor.
Yeah.
I think that he's gotten better since the Hunger Games series.
Oh, totally. 100%.
And he played, in Me Before You, he played the super duper rich person. And he's really good at, he basically played Bruce Wayne if Bruce Wayne was quadriplegic. And so...
See, so he's already basically done it.
Yeah, so I think that Sam Claflin is a really talented boy, and he's very handsome. So I buy this. I see the Batman.
Right,
like if you put there's the Batman jaw right there. If you put your hands over the top side of his face.
Yeah. That jawline screams Batman.
I think that your Batman is not as controversial as you think.
Maybe I know that
you went with a very handsome, very talented, famous white dude.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's like, Batman's got to be so dark and sullen and like broody, and like he can do that, but he's not all that. You know what I'm saying?
So my Batman, which I think it might be controversial, is Henry Golding
from
Crazy Rich Asians and Snake Eyes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, Snake Eyes.
I think that. I am of the mind that Batman has to be at least half white and his dad has to be white. I think that you cannot tell the story of Bruce Wayne without
that privilege,
without the like legacy of white privilege that comes from your family being all white on your dad's side.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the Waynes have to be white. However, Henry Golding is a half Asian man. And I like the idea of, first of all, he's a little bit older.
Yeah.
He's 35, so he's going to be one of the older members of my Justice League starting off. He is jacked.
He can do the combat.
Great at action sequences.
Yeah.
He is an incredible actor, right?
Yeah.
And from Crazy Rich Asians, we've seen him play the, like, rich playboy side of Bruce Wayne. And we've also seen the Batman side in Snake Eyes. And I think that a really good director would merge those two into a really good version of Bruce.
Yeah. Snake Eyes was so bad, but at least he was good to watch.
Yeah. Like, oh, no, Snake Eyes is a bad movie,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
No, hands down, some of the worst action editing I've seen in years.
Yeah.
But I think that he's such a talented actor. I also think that by having his... I would cast the Martha... in this universe Asian. And then I would use that and have a really talented like Asian writing team and Asian directing team clean up some of what I think is like the Orientalism and like the weirdness of the League of Assassins by having it be a family connection through the mother side of his family.
Oh, okay.
And connect Bruce to the League of Assassins in a way that doesn't feel so like
tropey.
He's the great white man.
Yeah.
Tropey.
Yeah.
Because I love Talia al Ghul and I love the storyline of the League of Assassins, but I think that it falls into either what Christopher Nolan did, which was cast League of Assassins white, which I don't think is appropriate, or it gets into like white saviorism.
Yeah.
Or like the white man who like goes and learns their ways but does it better than they do.
Yeah.
And so I think that you could tell a really interesting League of Assassins story by connecting it through his mom's side of his narrative. And I just think Henry Golding would be a really great Bruce Wayne Batman. I also think they're probably going to keep the Batman series going.
Oh, yeah.
With Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And I think that this would mean that the Batman in the DC universe would be so visually distinct from the Batman of the Batman universe.
Yes.
That it would get rid of some of the controversialism, not controversialism, some of the like the narrative of marketing of having to like
differentiate
them
between them. Okay, yeah. I'm into it. I mean, I know he can already do the combat of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like your like rationale for like why and how it connects with like the deeper story.
I just love him. So I think I would love to see them do something interesting with Batman, but I also just like I think that you have to keep the whiteness part of Bruce Wayne.
Yes, because otherwise you're telling a different story.
Because if it's not going if there's no element of white privilege in his background, I think that you have to not have it be Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Because I think that that's such an inherent part of how Bruce becomes Batman.
Yes, 1,000%.
And I think this gives me the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Clarus. Who is your Wonder Woman?
All right, this one I'm very excited about. My Wonder Woman would be, I'm pretty sure that's how you say her name, Nathalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones and Fast and Furious, right? She's in Yeah.
Did I spell that right?
Yes.
I did. Wow. My spelling of all of these names is on point today. I'm surprised.
This is my Wonder Woman.
Interesting.
Right here. Yes. Oh my God. She would be so good. I don't care how tall she is. Doesn't matter.
She's only 5'7".
I don't give a shit.
No, I don't know. You have a short ass Justice League.
Whatever. If they're all short, you can make any of them look tall.
I like this casting choice. Nathalie Emmanuel. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I think she'd be great. She's got that like funnier, like quirkier side that we saw in Fast and the Furious. But I think that she does that like the stoic and determined woman very well, which I think it like one of Wonder Woman's defining traits is her determination.
Yeah.
And so I just that it like popped into my head and I was like, I can't see anybody else in this role anymore.
I love it.
It's her or nobody.
Well, I hope that you can be open to my choice.
We'll see.
Because I went with Elizabeth Debicki.
I have literally no idea who that is.
She was the woman in Tenet.
Oh.
Elizabeth is 6'2".
Oh, okay.
Right? And I think that she's an incredible actress. She is the golden woman from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. She is in The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio. She's a incredible actress and is also 6'2". And I think that it would be very fun to have a Wonder Woman who is Amazonian in stature.
Yeah, who is literally eye level with Superman.
Yeah. And I just think that she has a very old Hollywood face to me in a way that I think would be really fun. And no two blonde-haired reviews. We have wigs.
Yeah, there's hair dye, there's wigs.
I'm sure there's a photo of her with another color of hair. She's also Princess Di in The Crown on Netflix right now, and she's getting incredible reviews.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe she's only ever been blonde. But yeah, Elizabeth Debicki. I think that you put a brunette wig on her, and with her acting talent and her height, and just she's got such a like old Hollywood frame that I just think she would fucking crush it.
Yeah.
I think she would be really great.
No, I think that's fair. We went with very different Wonder Womans.
Yeah.
That's fine. To be honest, I don't remember her in Tenet. I don't remember much about that movie.
That's fair.
And so I'm like trying to think if when I've seen her on screen and I haven't, but I like it.
Kokunar says her face is too blonde looking for me. I don't know what that means.
Her face too blonde.
I wonder if I can find
oh my god. Elizabeth. Oh, you're like trying to find like
brunette. Wow, I cannot spell.
Oh, yeah. I mean
that's enough for me right there.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
I don't think they
can't see that.
See it over there, but
that's enough. Look at that. I can't fix this right now, okay? I'm not changing the entire setup. We're good.
It's fine. You can Google it. She looks great as a brunette.
She looks great as a brunette. She's fantastic. She'd be a good Wonder Woman. All right, so now this is where things get a little bit different. We had to have the same top 3 on each side, right?
Yes.
You have to have the Holy Trinity. Not the Holy Trinity, but the Trinity.
My Holy Trinity.
Clarus, how do you want to do the remaining 4? Because I think we only have one crossover in the remaining 4 in terms of characters, not even actors.
Maybe. Yeah, I've got... Should we just say, like, our other 4 that we picked?
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so the other 4 that I went with are Supergirl, Black Canary, Batgirl, and The Flash. Do we have any of the same?
Wait, Supergirl, Black Canary, Batgirl, and The Flash. No. We don't have any crossover in our remaining 4.
Okay, so then we'll just bounce.
So why did you go with an all Bat Soups like legacy team?
You know what? I had to pick characters that I was at least kind of familiar with because I haven't read the comics.
And you were like Aquaman, no. Cyborg, no. Green Lantern, no.
Aquaman, I could not think of an actor. Jason Momoa kept popping up in my head. I could not think of a single actor that I was like, yeah, I would rather have them as Aquaman. Like, yeah.
Chills, how is it a Nerdy Nightly L? That's not my list. Not my list. I think here's what I think is smart about your list. In making it Batgirl and Supergirl, you have made it easier to tell a story about how these people come together as the 7 because some of them have a pre-existing relationship.
Yeah.
And so for a movie, I actually think that's smart. Because bringing my team together is a lot harder. Yeah. Blue says, why do I think Nerdy picked the question? I was trying to go with what I thought would actually make a Justice League movie. So I didn't go with the question, but I would have.
Yeah.
If I could have gone super weird, I would have. Yeah, you went with a pretty, like... Yours is an interesting roster for a Justice League.
Yeah, I literally had to pick characters that I had some kind of familiarity with, right? Because there are several that I don't. The only ones, like, I do know kind of Aquaman, I do know Green Arrow, kind of. That's, like, kind of it for characters that I kind of know.
I feel like your...
Oh, Black Adam, but I was not going to put Black Adam on this list.
I feel like your list feels more like the cast of a Batman-Superman movie.
That's fair.
Like a World's Finest film with a couple of, like, supporting characters.
Yeah.
And Black Canary, because she's just kind of there. But, yeah.
So the reason I picked Black Canary is because I had an actress that I wanted to put in my Justice League, and there's not a lot of female Justice League members.
Yes.
So
you went with a lot of women.
Yes, I did. But no, I literally had an actress, and I was like, which one do I think she would be able to suit best? So that's why Black Canary is on the list, as opposed to the character itself.
Reviews by ZH says would switch out Black Canary with Zatanna. I would as well for like power set, but
and that's the thing. I don't know Zatanna from any media at all because I don't read the comic books. No. But maybe I'll say my actor and you'll be like, oh yeah, that could also be Zatanna, and maybe we'll just go with that.
No, I like your list. I think it's interesting. I'm excited to see who you cast in those roles. Should we get into my remaining 4?
Sure. Yeah. What did you pick?
I did not have the Flash on my team.
Fair.
I think the Flash is. I think the Flash is tough to do in live action, and Grant Gustin's The Flash is Barry Allen for me right now. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break on the Flash. We're going to go a couple of years no Flash. We'll introduce him in wave 2 of this Justice League universe. And so I went with Aquaman.
Classic.
My favorite superhero. I went with Green Lantern.
Okay.
Jon Stewart, because that was my Green Lantern growing up, right?
Okay.
Justice League cartoon kids know Jon Stewart. Static Shock. Because I have said it here, I've said it over and over and over again on multiple videos.
That they are losing out.
Static Shock is the Spider-Man of the DC universe, and they need to get on it.
Yeah.
And Miss Martian.
Okay.
Megan Moores. That is my 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. Father Jerusalem has listed some interesting Justice League members, and none of them...
Why would you put Mad Reader Lad on your Justice League?
I don't even know what that is.
Big dubs for Detective Chimp, but there's no way we're doing Mad Reader Lad. I'm so sorry.
Okay, all right. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm going Static Shock, Jon Stewart, Aquaman, and Miss Martian.
I want to know who your Static Shock is. So why don't you pull up your Static Shock casting? Because
my Static Shock is currently, we were talking about Will Smith earlier, the new Will Smith.
The new Will Smith.
On Bel Air, who plays Will Smith's character in the remake of Bel Air. Jabari Banks.
Okay.
Incredible young actor, remarkable charisma. Is really like the reason why the Bel Air show is working
Gotcha.
so strongly.
He's
Phil
carrying
Lamar
it.
would definitely have a cameo, James Ross. But I think that this is how I would start the whole DCU. I would start with a Static Shock movie. I would introduce Jon Stewart's Green Lantern in that movie. But yeah, this is where I would start my entire Justice League universe, would be with the kid who gets his powers at a younger age and introduces us to this world of superheroes through naive eyes. So we have a really good point of view character.
Okay.
And I just think Jabari Banks is the kind of up-and-coming actor who is going to have a project like this soon.
Yeah.
He is
It's only
so
a matter of
talented.
time.
And I think Static Shock should be the corner. He should be the Spider-Man of the Justice League.
Yeah.
And I just think that this would be the best casting choice that they could go with.
Okay. Yeah, I have not seen him in anything, unfortunately, but like, yeah, if he's already been in these big projects and people are loving him, that's what matters, right? That charisma for your superheroes is something that you really need.
Samuel L. Jackson as Static Shock.
No.
All right. Who's your first? Who do you want to introduce us to first?
We'll go Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Because I feel like this is like the least controversial of all of my picks. Supergirl, I would cast as Florence Pugh.
Oh, interesting.
Because I just need more of her in my
I don't even
life.
think we need to show her face, do we? But
No, but
there
like,
she is.
But how could you not cast her as Supergirl?
How old is she?
I think she's like 28 or something.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she's young.
She's not, she's under.
She's in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
She's golden. Okay. I think she's.
Good for her.
Yeah, just under 30, I believe.
I'm not gonna lie. I deliberately tried to stay away from people who I was like, well, they can't because they're in the MCU.
This one, I didn't care. I didn't care. Put Florence Pugh in everything. I will watch it. I love her. She's absolutely perfection. I think she would make a perfect Supergirl. She's like statuesque, but still has the heart that I think like the super family, Superman, Supergirl. Like I think that they all like need.
See, I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, you don't read the comics though.
That's fair.
The version of Supergirl that you're familiar with is very different.
Absolutely.
And Rantal Moore says, honestly, I think Supergirl plus Superman in the league same time is boring.
Fair. I could only pick characters that I had some pre-existing notion of. So
the reason why Supergirl and Superman work at the same time for me in the league is because of the storytelling around Supergirl being so angry.
She can do angry.
Yeah, but so Supergirl is very different from Superman because she grew up on Krypton. And when she crash landed on Earth to protect her younger cousin, she was like 13-ish.
Yeah.
But then there's all kinds of time shenanigans. When she lands on Earth is different depending on the story.
Cool.
But Blue and I agree. Edgy, troubled Supergirl is the best version of Supergirl. She has so much trauma about losing her childhood home that she is a very different character from Superman. Because he looks at Earth as this hopeful place where he grew up, and he sees the like beauty of Earth. Whereas, really, for a lot of Kara's original run on Earth, she was a character so motivated by the anger and sadness of losing her home that they are fundamentally like deep down very different characters, despite having the same power set. And I think that having them both on the team works if they're both coming at problems from very different situations.
I think Florence Pugh can do edgy really well. Yeah. So that I don't think that really affects my choice. In fact, I think it almost solidifies it.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think is weird then, depending on when she like lands, is like the age that I picked for Superman versus Supergirl, which whatever. The comic books retcon change, things are malleable. I don't know if it really matters.
Well, no, because she lands. So she goes through a time dilation thing.
Yeah.
And so she is supposed to land at the same time as Clark.
Yeah.
But she gets caught in like gobbledygook, and
Oh.
so she when she lands, Clark has already been Superman for a bit.
So he is older.
So
than
he
her.
is actually older than her, even though when she left Krypton, he was younger than her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's an
Sure.
interesting story, but
Well, yeah. That honestly, that solidifies it for me. I think Florence Pugh is hilarious and can totally do that edgy, like that hard edge in her characters, and I think also just has the look for it.
yeah, 100%.
Like she to me looks like Supergirl, but yeah, I love her and I just want more of her in everything. So
All right. Well, I already brought up that Jon Stewart's going to be all over my Justice League, right? And I want him in the Static Shock movie because I want him to have sort of a mentor relationship with Static. And so for my Jon Stewart, I went with someone who is not caught up in a Marvel contract anymore, but has been a member of the MCU. Also, This Is Us, the incredible, stoic, remarkable man that is Sterling K. Brown, I believe a multiple Emmy and Golden Globe winner.
what was he in Marvel?
He is Killmonger's dad in the flashback sequence in the first Black Panther movie.
Okay.
And so his character, spoilers for the first Black Panther movie, his character is dead in Marvel. So I'm not too worried about him being caught up in a Marvel contract. But this is my choice for Jon Stewart. I feel like he has the frame. He has the serious face. He has incredible range. And so I just think Sterling K. Brown would be the Jon Stewart that I would want. And I think that him and Jabari would have an incredible chemistry together. Both having been like the leads of these really successful TV shows, coming into the movie together, and I think that they would play off each other really well and do something really cool.
And having people who've already been a part of like large franchises and stuff that like they already know how to do that. They know how to navigate it. They know how to carry it. They know how to handle it. So, okay, interesting. Is there another picture of, like, I only see the side of his face.
He would be the oldest member of my league,
Okay.
which I think which works for Jon Stewart, because Jon Stewart is typically more of a like leader character. Wow, IMDb, I feel like IMDb is always different. Is that
Yeah, okay.
with Black Jesus?
I love it. So they can't really see it that well.
But yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
I think Sterling K. Brown's fucking incredible, and I think he would make a remarkable Jon Stewart as sort of a grounding figure for my Justice League as Superman is younger and getting his feet wet. And Batman's distracted because he's Batman.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'm here for it.
Do you want to drop Batgirl on us?
I can do that.
Is it Claris Polaris?
It's me. Hi. My Batgirl is going to be Millie Alcock.
Millie Alcock.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think it's IE, but... Or no, it's Y.
It's not.
Yeah, you were right. Yeah, if you didn't watch House of the Dragon, she's fucking incredibly talented. Like, so ungodly talented. And I think she would be the youngest member.
Probably,
Which I think for Batgirl, to me, makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like comic accurate or whatever. But she can fucking do anything.
Yeah.
And I think Batgirl would give her some incredible acting opportunities. Now I know that there are different Batgirls. The only one that I like even kind of know is Barbara Gordon.
The Justice League movie would do Barbara first.
Yeah, I was like, Barbara Gordon's probably gonna be first. So yeah, I would cast Millie Alcock. I think she's fucking incredible. So
I get it.
Yeah, she would be like kind of like the baby of the team.
Yeah.
But like just really like keen, you know. So yeah, I don't know if she has any like fight stunt training, but that it's Hollywood. She's famous.
They would get it for her.
She can get that easy. Yeah.
They'll find a stunt person.
Yeah.
No, I dig the casting. I think, obviously, I think she stole everybody's hearts with her performance as Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And I feel like as good as the older cast was, I think that everyone wishes that we had more time with the younger cast on House of the Dragon.
Totally, yeah.
And that doesn't take anything away from the performances of the older cast, but
yeah.
It really felt like they were like moved on too soon. from those performances.
Yeah, and not because the story needed more of them. I think that they did what they set out to do, but the actors were just so delightful.
Yeah,
like they crushed it, and so I just want more Millie Alcock, and I think that she would. I think she would bring something different to Batgirl, which I would be excited to see. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I guess we'll go with my number 6 then.
Okay.
We're getting to the end of our lists here.
We're getting close.
I had to have Aquaman.
I know.
And I was like, well, how can I have Aquaman, but do different than Jason Momoa? And so I was like, I'm gonna go with the most traditional version of Aquaman, the blonde, the more stoic, the more the blonde Aquaman.
The blonde.
And so I think that Glenn Powell is a lot of people's choice for Hal Jordan right now because he's played pilots a lot lately. He just did that movie Devotion with Jonathan Majors. He was in Top Gun Maverick. This man keeps playing pilots, and so people are like, oh, Hal Jordan. And I'm like, no, look at this blonde man. Look at this face. That is Aquaman. That man is Aquaman.
I see. I've never seen him act in anything, unfortunately. Like
Although if you look at this photo, he could also be Superman.
Yeah, kind of.
Glenn Powell could play any member of the Justice League, but I'm putting him as my Aquaman because he's blonde. And I would like to have Aquaman, but it's hard to compete with Jason Momoa, so the way to do it is by making it so different that they can't be compared.
And that was my problem. I spent like hours yesterday trying to come up with an idea for Aquaman, and I couldn't. I was like, Jason Momoa in it was just kind of, it was like, I couldn't unsee it. And so didn't see anyone that I would cast as Aquaman, but I see that. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything he's been in, but I trust you that he can do what he needs to do.
Shinrid says this is the year of Jonathan Majors. It absolutely is. And you know what, Shin? We're about to live in the decade of Jonathan Majors because he is going to be the biggest star in Hollywood for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Between Kang, Creed 3 this year.
Yeah.
You're never going to stop hearing the name Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
For a while now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glenn Powell for Wonder Woman, you cowards.
Why not? You know what? Make a bold choice.
All right. So who's your 6th? Are you going to do Flash or Black Canary?
My Flash.
Okay.
Would be Joe Keery from Stranger Things.
Joe Keery.
Again, I know that there's different Flashes.
I am
100%
on spelling today.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm dyslexic. That does not happen.
Today's a good day. Yeah.
I need to write a book today, clearly.
I know there are different Flashes. I don't know much about the differences between them. I think that his like presence and sense of humor would add really nicely to the Justice League, but seems to be very in line with what I think the Flash is kind of. Oh, you're moving it around.
It changed. We didn't get an ad on this page, and so it looks different.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think he's incredibly talented and would bring some lightness to the league.
Which Flash is he going to be though?
That's the thing. I don't know the differences between them.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the not Barry Allen one.
Blue has an interesting question. A most important question to determine if I agree nerdy hook hand or no. I think you have to earn the hook hand. Like, I don't think you start hook hand, Blue, for my Aquaman. I don't think you start hook hand, but I do think that we would do hook hand at some point.
I'm sure that that's a thing.
Aquaman has his hand cut off in a comic,
okay.
And then he had a fisher hook for a while, and then he had a magic hand made out of water for a while, and the magic hand made out of water, chef's kiss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was really cool.
That sounds kinky.
Yeah. No, I think you do the hook hand, but I don't think you start with the hook hand.
Gotcha.
You have to see the hand get cut off, right?
Yeah. I think Joe Keery as Flash.
No, I like this choice.
He'd be fun, but I don't.
Reviews by ZH says Bart Allen from the future. I dig that.
Bart Allen.
Yeah. So Barry Allen's. It's either it depends. Sometimes it's son, sometimes it's grandson, sometimes it's like great. It depends. But he comes
familial.
From the future
to
the present.
Great, love that.
To be
that one.
Flash.
I pick that one.
Yeah, that would actually be really fun to start with Bart Allen and then have Bart Allen be investigating what happened to Barry Allen.
Uh-huh.
Because Barry Allen was supposed to be the Flash, but none of the members of the Justice League have ever heard of him.
Okay.
And so, like, what happened? That would be a cool little paradoxical little Flash story to throw into this. That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm into it.
All right, so then we're in my final member of my Justice League. My only other woman, I realize I have a very male-heavy
Because most
Justice
of the
League.
superheroes in the DC are men.
Rather than go with the Martian Manhunter, oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for.
You started typing the...
I went with an actress that we've recently fallen in love with.
Okay.
To be our Miss Martian,
Okay.
Bailey Bass. Recent star of the AMC's Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
And also a star of Avatar 2, The Way of Water.
Yeah.
I think Bailey Bass is incredibly talented.
Yeah.
I was truly blown away by her in Interview with the Vampire. I think her performance across the 6 episodes of that show that she's in, or 5 episodes of that show that she's in, is really, really something else. And I was also very impressed with how she handled the CGI character that she played in Avatar. So clearly she can do the CGI, which is very important for Megan Morse. She's going to be green this time. Bailey Bass is apparently my new Zoe Saldana, who goes from Avatar to playing green for a superhero thing. But Megan obviously has the ability to shapeshift, so she would spend a lot of time with her without the makeup on. Right. Yes, Blue, she did play Claudia in Interview.
Yes.
And so this is my choice for Miss Martian. I would do the entire story of the white Martian, green Martian background of Megan, and I think that it would be really interesting to have a Justice League member from this like new incarnation of Justice League who in like the sequel or in like her solo movie has to defend herself because she is a member of the evil side of the Martian conflict. Who is trying to be better. And I think that having that like inner conflict is something that she proved with Claudia that she can play really well.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be a really interesting version of Megan that Bailey Bass would bring to the screen and also give this Justice League some female characters while also giving it a character who comes from the bad guys, kind of historically. I would have, obviously, John Jones show up and confront her about that as part of the narrative of this Justice League and eventually have both of the Martian Manhunters. But I would start with her, have the Justice League trust her, and then introduce John Jones.
Yeah. And
have him be like, why are you working with a white Martian?
Yeah.
And then have it like spin out from there and it like, is the conflict of one of her movies or a Justice League movie. I think it'd be really cool.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, we know she's incredibly talented. Like, Bailey Bass is about to have a career. So yeah, putting her in a superhero movie, it just makes sense. Like we know she can handle it, and I love it.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I just think she's hot shit right now, and she would sell a movie. Yeah,
1,000%. Yeah. I would go see anything that she does right now, and I think it's smart. I think it's smart. Like, she can carry it, but also, like, people have really loved what she's done so far, and that matters.
All right, we have one final casting to bring up, and that is going to be Clarus, your Black Canary.
Yeah, I really wanted to have Amber Midthunder on my Justice League list.
I dig that.
And so I was like, let's slot her in as Black Canary. That's why I asked you this morning. I was like, is there anything about her, like, that character that needs to... Yeah, Amber Midthunder as Black Canary. If you have not seen Prey, oh my God, you are missing out so hard because she's incredible. Again, another thing that it's a person I just want to see more of and have them do more things so that I can go watch it because
I think she'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I wonder if she can sing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, no idea. It was more like the vibe than anything else.
No, I dig it. I think this is really good casting for Black Canary. I think this is fun. Yeah. And I just want to see her in more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, again, a character that I am not, like, super familiar with, but, like, I have enough knowledge between she's in Green Arrow.
Yeah, so Prey,
so right?
Since you're casting Black Canary, you have to cast a Green Arrow for her. So who would be the Green Arrow that you would put opposite her? Like, you can't have a Black Canary without a Green Arrow.
Okay.
They are one of, like, the true, like, comics couples. There aren't actually a lot of long-term couples in comics. Like, obviously you have Lois and Clark, you have kind of Selena and Bruce. You have Peter and MJ, although that one is complicated.
Okay, well, So they have to be around the same age then?
Not in movies, they don't.
Well, okay, if we're not taking age into it, and I really don't want this to, like, sound weird. I don't want this to sound weird, but I really think that Daniel Henry would make a good Green Arrow.
Daniel Henry?
Yeah. You keep calling him Henny, but... You're gonna be so mad you've forgotten his name.
It's Daniel Henny.
No, whenever I Google
Why are you adding an R?
No.
Why are you acting like I'm wrong? You're gonna be so mad when you mispronounce it.
When I Googled his name and it changed it to Henry.
Why? Because he's old enough to be her dad.
That's what I mean. I was like,
you made it weird.
Well, that's what I was like. I don't want to make it weird, but like I think if we're just casting Green Arrow, would be a good Green Arrow.
I can't fucking believe you're gonna be mad that you've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time,
well,
as if I would get my lover's name wrong.
But that's the problem. I put Daniel Henny into Google and it changed it for me, and I was like, oh, I guess I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
That's because Google's dumb, not because his name is Daniel Henry.
I'm sorry that Google is dumb. I'm sorry that Google is dumb. I don't know what to tell you.
You're gonna be so mad when you find out that you've been wrong this whole time. As if I'm dyslexic. I'm not dumb.
I didn't say that.
Oh my god. Stuart Shetley says I should be Jason Blood, CGI as Etrigan. I'd be down for that. That'd be fun.
Look, I know that he's way too old for her, because Amber Midthunder is like 20.
You're gonna be so mad.
Well,
it's Daniel Henry.
That was what Google told me, and I was like, oh, I guess I fucked it up this whole time.
Oh my god.
Look, if he's like not, if they're not, yeah.
Daniel Henny as Deathstroke, I would be so fucking down for that.
How old is Amber Midthunder? Because I can come up with a better
like
age
14.
casting. No, she's not.
I know.
She is an adult.
You're gonna be so mad when you find out that you've been wrong this whole time.
All right. I'll just go fuck myself real quick.
She's born in 1997, so she's 25.
25?
26.
I'm like, what male actors
She's a
do
Taurus.
I know that are like, oh, so are you?
Yeah.
No, that's like a 10-year age gap. That's still weird.
Why are you butchering Daniel Henny's name? I'm not. She is.
Guys, I
thought it was Raniel Denny. Yeah, he owns Denny's. I don't know if you guys know this, but Raniel Denny actually was the man who started Denny's, my father's favorite breakfast spot.
Whatever. I don't.
You're gonna be so mad.
Yes.
I can't believe, babe.
How
we're
many
on
times
video.
are you gonna say
you
that?
have to be more right on video. You can't give me this kind of ammunition.
Why would I think that Google was misleading me?
Just because your autocorrect in your phone.
No, not my autocorrect. I literally Googled it, and Google was like Daniel Henry, and I was like, what?
There must be a Daniel Henry who's more famous than Daniel Henny. There really isn't.
No, there's not. I don't know. I genuinely, like, I don't know what happened, but I was like, I guess I've been getting his name wrong this whole time.
Wow. Okay, so let's go over our list real quick. I'll throw out mine. Mine was David Cornsweet as Superman, Henry Golding as Batman, Elizabeth Debicki as Wonder Woman, Jabari Banks as Static Shock, Sterling K. Brown as Jon Stewart Green Lantern, Glenn Powell as Aquaman, and Bailey Bass as Miss Martian.
Okay.
I got a good list. I'm happy with my Justice League. I would go see that movie in a minute. Daniel Heineken.
I'm into it. Yeah, I can't find any like male actors that are like within 10 years of Amber Midthunder. All the men that act are 35 and older.
I feel like who could be a good Oliver Queen who's like 30?
Like I found someone who's 34 that I think would work well, but even that is still
Richard Madden?
No, he's 36.
Oh, I was about to like Richard Madden's not blonde enough to be
No.
Ollie.
What's
because we didn't go with super blonde Ollie for the show, we need blonde Ollie.
From Game of Thrones.
Oh, Finn Jones would be
Loras Tyrell. But he's still 10 years older than her.
That's an interesting choice.
Really? I feel like that's very close to what they did on the show.
I know. I just mean because of Iron Fist. I feel like if you cast Finn Jones...
Iron Fist, we're pulling you from Marvel.
I feel like people would be on board until they were like, wait, you cast Iron Fist? And then they'd be like, no, we're not, no.
I literally, like,
Finn Jones has to, like, do some work to be welcome into a superhero project again.
That's fair. I genuinely, like, I can't think of any, like, male actors that are... like under 35.
It's because you are so like woman obsessed that like you don't acknowledge the men on screen. You're like so like focused on Zora or whatever that new Zara from Legends of Oxlack. I've never seen you simp that hard.
You're not wrong.
Glenn Powell would be a good Green Arrow.
I don't know who that is.
He was my choice for Aquaman. We just talked about him 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. I don't know who that is, but I was like, sure. This is my problem. I love doing these castings, but the pool for me to choose from is very small.
Oh my god.
Finn Jones has to be a villain.
Austin Butler for Oliver Queen. That's an interesting choice. I don't hate it.
Darren
the guy who played Elvis, Austin Butler.
Barnett. Who the fuck is that?
Charlie Heaton as Red Arrow. I would take that.
Because here's the thing. I don't want to like cast people if I haven't like seen
Jack
them in anything.
Gleason for Oliver Queen. He used a crossbow in that one scene.
Wow. He doesn't act anymore, but like
Fair.
that would be hilarious. This Darren Barnett person, I've never seen them act, so
He's not very blonde though.
I don't know if they're any good.
I feel like I would be a fun Oliver Queen.
You would be fun.
I would lean into the silliness of the character.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Isn't Amber Midthunder going to be an Echo? Is she?
I don't know.
I have not heard that. Wait, we're on her IMDb page.
Upcoming.
No, she's gonna be Princess Yue in the Avatar TV show on Netflix, but this doesn't say anything about Echo on here.
Yeah, I don't see
Or
it.
they just might not be casting on IMDb for Echo yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my overview fan casting.
Yeah, there's nothing official about her being an Echo. What's your overview?
So we've got Batman as Sam Claflin. Superman would be Jonathan Groff. Oh wow.
Sorry.
Interrupting me.
Sorry, start over.
Sam Claflin as Batman,
Yeah.
Jonathan Groff as Superman, Nathalie Emmanuel as Wonder Woman, Florence Pugh as Supergirl, Millie Alcock as Batgirl, Joe Keery as The Flash, and Amber Midthunder as Black Canary.
And it's an interesting Justice League.
It's the only characters that I have a frame of reference for.
It's an
That's
interesting
why.
Justice League.
I guess I could have put like Green Arrow on there instead of somebody, but
Can you imagine the fucking like the fandom menace YouTube videos that would be made if they put out a Justice League that was 4 women and 3 men?
oh my god. Yeah.
They'd be like, the DCU.
Yeah, I know. God.
Why are there so many women in the Justice League?
I know. People would whine about it for hours. For whole hours.
Oh, months. But it would be yeah. The news cycle around it, if they did 4 women and 3 men, and like it truly would not change the quality of the movie at all.
Yeah.
The Just Tits League. That's so funny, Michael Kioski.
Oh my god.
That's funny. The Just Tits League.
Incredible.
That's a comic right there.
Yeah.
Who needs Alpha Force when you can?
What villain would you pick for first Justice League movie, and why would it be Vandal Savage? I don't know.
Ooh, I wouldn't do
That
Vandal
is.
Savage first, Blue. I think Vandal Savage is too. Vandal Savage is a immortal man who is like he's been around for thousands of years, and basically like he's a great villain because he's immortal, and he like has knowledge across eons, and he's a great villain. I feel like that's a big one for a first villain. Because
You gotta start somewhere.
you want to start with an easier villain in the movies. And the reason is that Vandal Savage, you have to explain a lot. And you don't want to have to explain a lot about the villain when you are getting the Justice League together.
Yeah,
you
they
want
need
a
to be
simple
established.
villain so that the majority of the story, like in the Avengers, Loki's barely in the movie because it's about getting those 6 people together. Like one of the longest scenes in the original Avengers movie is actually the 3 of them fighting in the woods because it's about the storytelling of the first Avengers movie is bringing the team together, and it's less about introducing Loki or introducing the Chitauri. Like who they are doesn't really matter. Loki's from the other movie. So you would want to start your Justice League movie with a villain that doesn't take a lot of setup. So that and then in like a sequel, you can have a more complicated villain that has a little bit more setup because you already know how these people work together.
Yeah, that's fair. I like Eric's casting.
Nikolai Coster-Waldau as Vandal Savage.
Because I like him. I don't know the character at all, but I'm into it.
I dig that. I think he'd be good at it. The thing about Vandal Savage is anyone could do it. I personally think that Vandal Savage, depending on how old he is, depending on when you have him starting, he should probably be a person of color. Like,
Young Justice, that's the animated show, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I watched the first season.
I would still do Vandal Savage, just wouldn't explain shit. Blue, I don't know how good a movie that would make. I think people would be very confused.
Maybe.
Macho Man Vandal Savage! Yes! Wait, no. Macho Man Randy Savage is a wrestling character from the WWE. So Macho Man Vandal Savage is so funny. Oh my god, that's so funny. Jonathan Majors as Vandal Savage? No, it's too much like Kang. It's basically the same character.
Yeah.
Not the same, but like there's a lot of like
he probably like
man out of time, has more knowledge, like
do it because he's like I've already done.
I don't know. At this point, like I feel like he commands enough money that they would back up the money truck. I think he would do it.
No, I don't mean
Here's
that.
$50 million. Like, yeah, sure, I'll do the same thing again.
I just mean he's like super duper rich, so I feel like he wouldn't take the same role twice. Like,
if I was gonna put Jonathan Majors as a villain in DC, that's tough. Maybe Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right, that's spicy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like...
But I would do like President Lex, where he runs for president.
Right.
I also would love to do... the fun thing... Okay, here's my pitch for Jonathan Majors in the Justice League. You have him be Lex Luthor in the movies, who is a villain, but isn't the main villain in anything. He's just kind of an antagonist that Superman is annoyed by. And then you do the whatever the crime syndicate world is, and you have Alexander Luthor show up, and you have Lex v. Lex. Alexander Luthor versus Lex Luthor, good Luthor versus bad Luthor, and you do it that way to differentiate from all the Lex Luthors we've had in the past. And you get like two Lexes in their super suits fighting. And so you have two Jonathan Majors versus Jonathan Majors.
Amazing.
Yeah, and you get the Crime Syndicate's such a good story because you get all of the actors to play their opposite selves. Mm-hmm. So you could have like Bailey Bass playing evil Miss Martian. You could have Superman play, is it Ultraman, or I can never remember what the Crime Syndicate names are. Yeah, it's basically just a universe where they are they're like the opposite of the Justice League.
Okay.
Here's a photo for reference. So they're basically just evil versions of the Justice League.
Okay. That's spicy.
But you could have your same cast
is
get
Wonder
to
Woman
play
in a
these
black
characters.
cat suit?
Yeah.
Or is that an S on her chest?
And her rope of it has barbed wire on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a really cool idea, right? The opposite team. Mm-hmm. But if you get really good actors who can play both sides, it's so fun, right? To see like Henry Golding as Owlman. Or no, not Owlman. What is his name? Is it Owlman? I can never remember what their fucking names are. Can I just have a list of them so I can get this right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Owlman. Yeah. Ultraman. I was right. Superwoman, which is Lois Lane.
Oh.
Sea King, which is Aquaman, Johnny Quick, Deathstorm, Atomica. Yeah, it's fun. It'd be a really fun storyline to do as like Justice League 2.
Yeah.
And then you get Jonathan Majors as good Lex and bad Lex. Let's go.
Okay, that would be fun. Go. That would be fun. I could fuck with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all, I think that's gonna be the show for today.
That was fun.
It's a 90-minute. That's a good morning show time. Thank you so much for being here live. If you want to join live, come over to YouTube at 11 a.m. on Mondays, but not next Monday because there will not be a show because we will be in Denver.
Yeah.
Met Hobbs says, when will you react to Bahubali 2? February 11th.
February 11th.
Saturday, February 11th. Bahubali 2 is going up. The movie this Saturday is going to be Chasing Amy. That was our Patreon pick for January.
Yeah.
One of the few Kevin Smith movies I haven't seen, and the first Kevin Smith movie you will ever watch.
Yes, the first.
And then next Saturday will be Shotgun Wedding, the new J-Lo movie. We'll have our reaction up on Saturday, the 4th of February. Lots of reactions this week. Last of Us 2 will be up later today. Attack on Titan 16 tomorrow. Expanse 3 on Wednesday. Attack on Titan 17 on Thursday. And then Vox Machina episode 3 on Friday. Guys, it's a busy week.
It's a busy week.
Busy week.
But it's going to be fun. And thanks for being here for it. We hit 40,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
We're halfway to 100,000.
Thanks, y'all. No. We're not.
I can't do math.
Not how math. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You're going to be so mad when you find out that 40,000 is not actually half of 100,000.
I would be very mad. Yes. It'd be absolutely
I still can't believe the confidence that you brought into that sentence.
Yeah, well, because I was, like, shocked. I was like, how did we get it wrong for so long?
Thank you for saying good day, Giant Penis Man. I guess I look like a penis. I didn't think my Jigglypuff hat would make me look like a penis.
I've never seen a penis that's that pink.
I've never seen a penis that has two faces, but...
that's fair. There's that as well.
I guess Two-Face probably has a penis. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the... Well, probably half of it's burnt off, right? Hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because it's ribbed for her pleasure. Because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode that algorithm got us is whoever has to deal with Two-Face's half-ribbed penis. Because, yeah, you deserve a medal. If you want to follow us around the internet, you can. I'm at nerdynightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
Can you tell the show didn't have a sponsor on it? Do something nerdy tonight.
Shocking. Bye, guys.
Bye.